Hey, how are you? All right, sweetheart, can you hear me? Mic check. Can you guys hear the volume? Makita? Okay, no worries. I will fulfill it here. I'm here till 4 anyway. Okay, let's see. Oh, and then I'll explain to you what I was talking to you about, if you have time for it. Okay, let's see here. Make sure. All right. All right, sweetheart. Which one did you get? The name of it? The name of the reading? Did you want me to check for it? I could check for it. I'm sorry, sweetie. Let me pull it up. Hang on. Yeah, you got the basic the 25. Yeah, okay, no problem. That's a 10 card. That's awesome. So how can I help you? So usually this reading, it goes with either a it goes with either like a concern that a person has or a question. That's what this reading is, the format of it. That's how it goes. So what is your question, or what is your concern that you have, so we can get you some clarity on it. All right, you want to know if your next relationship will be with Ron or someone. Okay, easy enough. That's fine. Let's see. Let's see. Makita, what sign are you, sweetheart? What horoscope sign? Just your sun sign. I don't need to know anything else. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So the first thing we're going to address in this, Akita, thank you for your patience, is magic. So this is showing that there's been some magic done on the relationship. So sometimes people do candles, jars, flame readings. Sometimes they buy stuff and try to do it themselves. Sometimes they pay a practitioner to either reel in the person or prevent them from, so magic has played a role in this. Sometimes it's that the guy's dating somebody that, they're doing something to keep the guy, an ex or something. It can get messy, but this is stemming from the direction of you. So have you done anything or paid anyone to do anything magical on the love to ensure that he is either trustworthy or anything like that to help your situation? I mean, being that you're a Scorpio female, I'm not trying to get into your, okay. I'm not trying to get into your personal life or anything like that, sweetheart. So but thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that. Okay. So I just wanted to let you know that, it does play a role. Now, one thing I want to let you know is, because I'm a magical practitioner and I divine as well, you do know that you're not supposed to get readings go to other readers. You're supposed to stick with the person that's doing magic. Let's say you go to somebody, let's call her Georgia. Let's say that Georgia gives you readings. Okay, you can go to anybody and get readings. But the moment you pay Georgia to do magical stuff to help you out, you got to stick with her till that magic is done, till it runs its course, and then you could go anywhere you want with readings. So I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but it is what it is. So I'm doing the reading. So it is working. I don't know what effect it will give. If it was for keeping him and stuff like that, then the spell flopped. Okay, because it's not going to go that route. Would you mind telling me what it was for? Because there are some things, I'm asking not to be nosy, but to give you an indicator of the direction of why this is showing up. And we'll talk about a lot of things, not just the relationship, but different outcomes and an issue. You don't have to get into too much detail, but just was it to keep him, or was it revengeful? Was it to keep him? Was it to know if he was faithful, or maybe to sweeten you guys? Okay, that's fine. That's all I needed to know. Okay. So in that regard, it did work, but it's supposed to bring him close to stick. And I do see that there's a layer of it that didn't work. And we'll, and I don't want to, like I said, step on anybody's toes, but I do see that the first part of the spell worked and the second part did not. Okay. So let's start off. So in the past, I see that you and him started off very well, very connected, and things changed. And I see that, you want to be in a real relationship. That this is what it shows, your feelings, that you want, there's times to have fun and stuff like that, and kind of see you're into yourself and you kind of want to see what comes up. And then there's times when a woman feels like she really wants something real, something stable, so she can relax and have that part of her life checked off. And it seems like you want what's yours. You want a relationship that you can count on, and this is where you're at currently. Okay, this talks about having a conversation with someone, and the conversation changed you. It changed you. I don't know who this is, but this conversation was significant because from this, when you got up from this conversation, when it was done, you started thinking about things differently. It made you reevaluate. Wait a minute. Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I? It was like a kind of like one of those eureka moments. And it's showing up in the reading because this had an impact on you. And maybe this is what led you to go the magic route, possibly. Maybe it was done after. It doesn't really matter. Now, let's talk about why the magic showed up. Well, number one, because I'm a magical practitioner, I'm always going to see that. So that's normal. Whether it's good, whether it's working, whether it's not, I'm always going to see that. It's just natural in me. Just like with astrology, I'm an astrologer, so I'll see a lot of astrological things too. But in this particular case, why I want to talk about it in your reading is because for you to enjoy the new relationship that's coming to you, because you are naturally going to be receiving a new relationship. Okay, so the future, the answer, the question that you had is answered partially. Well, you asked if it was going to be with Ron or someone new. It's someone new. But there's more in the reading. So let's get to now that question's been answered and you have your answer, it's someone new. Let's get into some of the other details. Because there's magic involved, the person trying to stick to you, right, the Ron, in his own way, right, because he's got his own personality, and there's a lot of things that are his own spirit guides and his own ancestors and his own mojo fights anything magical, because you got to work love magic with the energy of the person, not forced. So there's like he's going to be more rambunctious because he could his team, his spiritual team is kind of feeling that field, and he wants to do one thing and he doesn't understand, so it's like it's a cluster. So you might have a confusion when you're starting a fresh slate, because the person that's going to be coming into your life, they're there naturally, is because God wanted it, so this is a good thing. But then you have something that's a little bit pushed. So you're going to have this interruptive or disruptive energy from this other guy for a little bit. So don't get confused, because he might be calling and you're like, oh my God, and then he's saying the right things, and then this reading is telling you, don't be confused anymore. The Ron connection is not one that serves you, it's the new one. And you are going to have the relationship that you want. It's stable. I don't know if it's this next guy. This next guy looks good. Hopefully it turns into something wonderful. It is a natural connection. Something that you didn't sit and ask for and you didn't look for is just going to cross your path. So this is a good thing. I see it as good. But I don't know if it's one of those things that are going to last like a couple of years or long term. I could ask. Let me find out about that first. Hang on a minute. Okay. The next guy that's going to be coming into your life. Can you hear me, Makita? I'm just doing a mic check because I don't want to like be talking to myself. Can you hear me, sweetie? This next part I'm going to tell you. Because on YouTube I can't tell the mic, the volume and stuff with the other one. Oh, okay, thank you. All right, so the next guy coming into your life very soon is going to be temporary. The next guy after that is going to be the guy. Your guy. The guy. The one that sticks long term. Okay? So you're going to have a new relationship coming up, and it's going to be nice, but it's temporary. It's the one after that. So maybe it'll be a crush and you guys don't exactly get to the relationship part. Maybe you date for a little while and you decide no. I don't know the story, but I know that the next guy coming in after Ron is temporary, but it starts really good. And it's the one after that that is going to be that long term that you are looking for. Now, that being said, understand that the Ron energy is not finished, and it's going to be coming back and forth, and you should have that run its course and do a cleanse or something. Again, I don't want to take away from who you work with. I do things my way, so I'll leave it be. All right, I have my own way of dealing with stuff like that, but it is disruptive. Now, moving on. I do see that there are some things that there's something here with an issue, maybe something, how should I say? It's almost like a fear. Maybe there's a fear that, well, you got to realize I don't pull cards. So I don't think that was me. Yeah, I give you like a message. Yeah, I give you a message. So I didn't pull any cards. Could you have, was it something? Okay. You had a reading with me, sweetie, in the past? You want to give me that invoice number, sweetie, so I can pull that up? Are you referring to a reading or like one of those like free stream stuff? I do a lot of different things. Oh, the crystal ball. I don't do cards on the stream. Yeah, I haven't done that for a while. I do crystal ball. Go ahead, talk to me. Go ahead. There's more to say in this reading, but go ahead. Let me know what's going on. What are your concerns? Oh, it was a reading? Okay. Do you want me to pull that up so we could see the name of it and stuff like that, like the date and stuff? I can pull that up if you'd like. I have them all recorded. Yeah. So if you give me the date, I'll go back to that reading. What was the date on it that you bought the invoice, the order that came in of the reading that you got? Do you have that on you? I mean, I can look it up if you want, but I'd have to pause the stream. A month ago? Okay. No worries. Maybe like, if it was a month, so maybe like August, right? So maybe August. All right, I'll look for it. Okay, yeah, no worries. I thought you wanted me to. All right, and go ahead. So, and what was your concern? So, a reading that's in full and a reading. Okay. What was the name of the reading that you got? Oh, the same reading? Okay. All right. And on the crystal ball, what was your concern that I said? For you and Ron? Okay. And what was the concern that you have? That you could be clear with me, you could be straight up. What is your concern? Like, are you worried because there's something in this reading that is the story changed from the past. The energy was just different. It was just showing more long term at that time. Well, you got to understand something though. The most important thing is when you do magic on someone, if you ask 200 people, 2,000 people around the world that are magical practitioners, okay? You ask them, I don't care what language they speak, I don't care what division of magic they are, it can be from any part of the world. If they are magical practitioners and you're doing a love reading on someone and there's a spell going on and you're getting a reading from someone that didn't do the spell, you're going to get, you know, a reading that tells you what's going on with that connection. So if a reading that you got, you know, there's, you know, if it's going one way, or let's say when you got the reading, you didn't have any spell going on. Just for example, let's say there was nothing going on, but then you did. That changes things. That's not energy anymore. That's an actual spell that's working. So whenever you tamper with love, you know, in that way, sometimes it's very helpful to do love things. It's fine, you know, and sometimes it's not. It depends. It's a unique scenario for everybody. So if there was a longer term for you guys, let me put it this way, you don't have to go with a new connection. The reason that I'm saying that it's a new connection with you and Ron, with you and the new person, is because that's what you decide. If you want to stay with Ron, it's an option because he's not really going to close that door. So if we want to be really technical, and you want to stay with him, you're going to continue with a physical relationship. But since you asked about a real commitment or something that has a genuine chance, that's what I was answering. So is he going to be the man of your dreams and the one that is financially stable? Because I see in the reading that that's really what you want. You would like someone to be career oriented. You would like someone that is very stable. It's very important to you to have stability. You're very goal oriented. Whatever it is that you do, you have your eye on your job or your career. I can tell you that. And you're very focused on it. And this stability that you have here, you want that in your partner. You don't want someone that doesn't know what they're doing. You don't want to pick up the pieces and then you have to take care of. You don't want that. And, you know, this is someone who wants to meet not only eye to eye, but bond and form a life together with the same goals. You know, you can trust them and their bank account. And I see that. And this is something very valid. One of the things that I see is that Ron seems to me like someone who is, you know, kind of like laid back in a way, like saying, you know, whatever you got, you know, hey, you know, I'll take some. So that's kind of like gimme, gimme, you know, that's not a giver. That's more of a taker mentality. And I see that in him. There's a bit of a selfishness there. Now, in the reading, I also see that there's a fear that you have that maybe he has, I don't know if this is with the new guy or with Ron. It's going to be with one of those two. I see that there's something in the past that concerns you. So maybe this person has, you know, maybe they were sued, or maybe they have a record, or maybe they owe some debt, or there's something that's very heavy in their past that, you know, is not solidified, and you feel that you're concerned about it. That's also in the reading. So if it's not with Ron, which I do believe it's with Ron, but if it's not, it can be something that when you meet the new guy, you know, you kind of think, well, what a great person, but he doesn't really check off all the boxes. So I would say that the outcome with Ron, if you want the real relationship where he is willing to give you that love back and there's nobody else kind of thing, I think that that's not there. Because, yeah, I feel that in the end, the outcome of the reading, there's heartbreak with Ron. And that's very clear. There's no way to misinterpret that. There's a pain, there's a heartbreak. Not necessarily infidelity. I would not go that route. But nonetheless, there's hurt. And you continuing to feed the connection because you love him, or you desire him, or you feel that you want him, or want to be with him, can put you in a loop that you don't need to be on. So like I said, Ron is not going anywhere. That's why I said that when you start the new connection and the other one that's going to be the most important one, there's going to be disruptive energy. That means you're going to probably get calls, or because he's not going anywhere, and you can continue seeing him, but is it good for you? So I do see long term with him, but for the wrong reasons. If I saw long term with him before and it was love, you guys began with love. You guys began with that. And he changed, So that's what I'm saying. It started with something real. It wasn't fake, it was real. Right. Okay, so so that's important that you went from friends to more. That's important. That's probably why he wouldn't just, in the beginning of the reading, that was you and him. You see? You see the friendship in the beginning of the reading? That was you and him. And I saw that right away. Those are not lovers, those are friends. You see what I'm saying? That begins the reading. So I knew that there was something important, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew right away that there was something valid about both of you, but I saw what I saw. Like, I knew that there was something disruptive. And I knew right away that he wasn't going to play with you or break your heart or like hurt you in that way on purpose. Why? Because it was something real in the beginning. So I understand that. But the ending of it with what you want, it's not written. It's not going to happen that way. So he's not going to go anywhere, but it's not going to, become the result of what you're looking for. And it seems like you're very goal oriented. So what are your options? You have the influence to not feed that cycle. You could go back and put him in a friend spot and keep it at that. Are you strong enough though? Because, obviously the bond is important. So again, there two things that kind of confuse me a little bit in the reading is, number one, he does have a selfish side, and I don't know how that plays out in your life, but I do see that Ron has a side to him where he's like, well, what about me? Or, it's, I want to do this. I don't care about your feelings. So there's and then he can say that back to you. So that can be an argument point. I want to do this, you want to do that, kind of like a butting of heads. And then I also see that there's a fear that you have of someone with something shady in the background, in the past. So I don't know if that's him, because, you're so straight up in everything you do. You have such plans and everything, goal-oriented. You wouldn't, you would really question, wait, you do have that? Like that doesn't, no. that meshes with my plan. I don't trust that. Okay, it's him. Okay. Okay. So that was the fear part. So that takes care of that. Now, one thing too, I just see another type of disruptive energy. One thing that has nothing to do with love itself. I do see that you could be either reading content or books or listening to, content of some kind, or even conversations with people where you might be led astray. This is extra. This is on the side. This is relationship advice and things you're being told, maybe on the spiritual level, maybe on the intellectual level, maybe from him. The reading is saying that the client, which is you, is being exposed or going to be exposed soon to information and data and content that can confuse you. So this is a time to go with your intuition, which you have very strongly being a Scorpio, but Scorpio also questions their intuition very much. The Scorpios are born with a beautiful gift, and a lot of them don't know how to channel it, and they get afraid by it, or they just don't trust it. And Scorpios have a battle with their own spirituality sometimes. Did I really feel that? No, it can't be. No, I better get confirmation from someone else because I don't believe it. Okay, yes, I do feel it strongly. The only thing Scorpios seem to trust is when somebody's going to trick somebody. You can see it 1 billion miles away if a friend of yours is going to be tricked by somebody else. You're going to see it 100%. But when it comes to you, you're going to be like, can you help me out? Because I'm not sure. So this is just saying that you're going to, the message is saying don't let people confuse you about your love life. Don't turn this way. You don't need this way. You don't need that. Go with you. Go with you. The reading is saying that Ron is better off just as a platonic friend and maybe take a little break from it. It may not be the route you turn because there's this interesting, deep bond between both of you that will be for the rest of your life. But that doesn't mean you have to feed it, because you have to continue and find the man and get the relationship that you want going. But that doesn't mean what you have with him is going to end. Then the magic part doesn't help either. Okay, don't be confused. Let me unconfuse you. It's simple. You want a real relationship, Ron is not it. Ron is confusing itself because he's a friend, he's more, he's here, he's there, he comes, he goes, he's someone in your life that he's got this special energy, this glow that you don't want to stop that connection. But it's confusing because he's also not fitting the mold that he needs to fit. The guy that stays and just makes it work. It's not working. But he's got all these other cool things. The chemistry, the bond, everything else. So because you have someone with all this electric, jazz going on around him, and some of that really is unique and nobody else offers that to you, that bond you have, that doesn't mean he's the person that fits that mold. That doesn't mean he's the one that rightfully has to step up and you have to focus on him as your man. The reading is saying, keep him as a friend, try to cut the connection for a bit to give yourself a refreshing start. The new person's going to come in a very short time, and you're going to see where that goes. It's going to end, but it's refreshing because it's going to cut the energy, if you will, kind of reset you, because the one right after that is the one that's going to be long-term. So a long-term boyfriend, fiance, whatever. Okay? So that other person is the one that's going to play the right role and be what you want. So if you meet him now, you're not ready for it. But why? I want it now. You're not. Because the person, imagine if you see this man that you fall hopelessly in love with, and you meet him tomorrow, let's say the grocery store, okay? And you just end up dating immediately. And he has someone he's waiting on. Right. Exactly. You'd be like, what? I'll see you in 6 months if you, whatever the hell you decide. No way. Bye. So you gotta see that. You don't want to meet the right one in this state. You don't want that. So you need a break, and you need that other new guy that's coming in to refresh things a little bit, and then you're ready. Okay? And that life is that way. So I hope this helped. Don't be confused. I think that Ron will always be a good friend, but you both have to learn to deal with each other platonically, and I don't know if it might work because you're always going to have that chemistry. So you're going to have to evaluate when you do have that good man in your life and you are headed in the direction that you want. Are you going to let the other one in? Ooh, you wouldn't do that, right? That's gambling with your man, your happiness. You're not going to let that other guy in. So you may have to let that go. You will cross that bridge when you're ready at the right time. You will make the right decisions. I'm not worried about that. I don't think you should be confused. I think that the magic is not helping you, because if your name was put with his name and it's together, you're not gonna. You were in the magical practitioner could have made a mistake, and you that happens with amateurs. You tied yourself into the clinging, so you now are making him. You are clinging to him more than him to you. Just to let you know. So that's why I'm saying, yeah. Also, love spells done a certain way can also affect the health of the man. Don't worry, this is something small. But if a person continues and continues and continues, it's not the way to go. Okay, good. But there's something special about this time. There's something special about this time. Things are different. I'm not doubting you. Absolutely not. I respect what you're telling me. You have a history with him and you've been around the block. You know things. But I'm telling you, I'm sure too. This time there's something much more complicated emotionally with you and him. It's like the relationship evolved and then stopped. Exactly. Yeah. It's much more elevated. It's a higher level now, and that's why it's difficult. So that being said, he's not going anywhere, and you're not going. I still see long term with him, but in a different way. And ultimately, this time it's going to be harder to clean up that energy in your love direction, because of the different variables. And that's how I see it. All right, sweetheart. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want me to look up that reading, that's not a problem, sweetie. It takes a little bit because I got to go through old readings and stuff. Oh, no. Spells don't make people fall in love. No, that's got to be organic. That's got to be natural in life. But what it can do is mess with the intensity. It's like a long explanation, but very disruptive. Yeah. All right, sweetheart. Is there any question that you have? Please let me know. I don't remember the crystal ball, but like I said, I record it, so you'd have to let me know, because I don't know what to look for. Okay. The reading is closed, but do you have any concern or anything, or is there anything else I can answer for you? Okay. Oh, wait. I remember something like that. A gift. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't see how that interrupts this reading. If he's giving you a gift, maybe it's birthday or something. That doesn't mean, are you understanding in this reading that I'm saying you both are going to fight and be done? Okay. I'd have to look at the reading, but I'm just going to take it at value of what you're saying. If you're saying that there was going to be a confession, a gift, and a beautiful relationship, okay, I don't see that it's not. When I read for many hours, I get dry throat. Don't mind me. So let me ask you something. When did you do the spell with the lady? Just the date. Do you remember when you did the spell for the lady, with the lady? About like how long ago, more or less? Not the specific date, but like the day that it, or maybe like the week? Okay. So that means that the reading that I gave you was after the magic. So if you did something to tie him to you, right? And the reading made you feel like there was something long term. Maybe it picked up on him coming in as a permanent thing. You see? Now, here's the thing. He's not going anywhere because you have a connection. You know? So that part is continuing to be the same thing. So I don't see him going anywhere and wanting to get rid of you and closing the door and being done with you. I don't see that. What I see is that he's not the one that makes you happy in romance. There's a difference. So it has been a beautiful relationship because you have a bond. There's no hatred. He's not hurting you. He's not stealing from you. He's not trying to ridicule you. He's not trying to poison his connection with you. He's not trying to hurt you on purpose. There's a lot of ugly things. When a person doesn't commit or they're not available 100%, that's where it gets tricky, because it's a good person at the shitty timing, or maybe they just are not fully capable of giving you what you want. So I don't see that he's evil, and I don't see that he's not, worth throwing away. I just see that as far as long term, I just don't see that it's the best choice for you. And you see that as well, obviously. We agree on that. As far as a gift, he's not going to be out of your life completely. So, especially since in the reading I'm picking up on there's going to be hurt. For there to be hurt, there has to be a story. I'm also picking up on the fact that you're going to have a very hard time closing that door in that way. For that to happen, there has to be a story. So there's a lot to live through, and there's a lot of new history to live. He's not going anywhere. But I also said that because of the magic, there could be some disruptive emotions coming in as you meet the new person. And I was telling you that that also can lead to confusion. So I don't see how it doesn't fit, you know. But if you're still confused, I get it. I get it. But I don't see anything conflicting, sweetheart. The only thing is, you know, the heaviness of, you know, you want the long term, and yeah, which is very understandable. Yeah. Now the confession part, has he told you how he feels? Because that's what a confession is. Like when someone says they fell in love, or when someone, I guess, verbalizes or expresses something that they needed to. Has he said anything like that to you in the past 2 months or so? Or I should say month and a half? Because that's really what a confession is. A confession is not, now here you feel that he's holding something. Okay. And I guess that's where maybe the heartache comes from. Okay. Well, it's not going to stay that way, because in the reading it definitely continues. It's just, you know, yeah. And maybe the confession hasn't played out yet, you know. And a confession sounds like a drastic word, but it can also just be something that's a truth that someone shares. Because there has to be something like that for hurt. So hurt comes from action and words, or both. Yeah. And you guys gotta, you also have to think about something. When I do readings, I set a time frame of about 3 months or so. But, you know, a lot of the readings play out in different time frames. So, for example, parts of the readings. So it's chronological. So it's going to happen in order for the most part. But you got to realize that some things take a year, 6 months, 8 months, you know? So that's why I always tell people make notes. But I record them now, so if people need to look at them again or whatever for reference. Because you could forget about those things. 1 month can seem like 20 years when you're living your life. So, all right, sweetheart, thank you so much. Yeah, it's good that you made notes. Be aware of all those things because they work together. All right, just make sure you don't confuse my reading with other readings, because that's a totally different thing. I'm not connected to anybody else. So just when you get readings from people, just make notes on that, what they're saying. Don't mix them, because they don't mix. All right, sweetheart, thank you so much. All right, so the next one is for Valexian. Which one was that one? Let's see. That one was for the, I don't know. I don't know which one you got. I have to pull it up. Which one did you get, Valexian? Which one was it that you got? Oh, what's he hiding? Oh. What's he hiding? Okay. I didn't expect that, because the first part of the read was, the first part of the crystal ball thing. Yeah, no, I got that, but so soon somebody would be hiding something? Okay, let me share what I'm thinking so that you could understand what I'm thinking. Oh, another guy. No, I got it. No, I got it. The crystal ball one was another guy. I got it. But let me tell you what I'm thinking. So the first thing that you said the other day, not the other day, I'm sorry, today, was that okay, sorry. Okay, that was annoying. I had to take care of that. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way because we were being disrupted, now that I took care of that, now I can focus. So you come in, right, and you said that you were dating, and I'm thinking it's only been 2 days. Why would you feel so early that someone's hiding something? That's weird, right? You get what I'm saying? Doesn't usually suspicion come in when you've known the guy for a while, you're going out, stuff like that? Hey Crystal, how are you? Doesn't it mean? Oh, thank you so much, Aisha. Thank you so much. I'm confused, and I can't read on a situation that I'm confused about. Actually, yes, I can. I don't really need to know anything. But with you, okay. Oh, I see what your question is. Okay. The reason that I say that is because the reading that you got is a totally different thing. That's what it was. That's what threw me into a loop. So, okay. What's he hiding? Yes, it fits your scenario, but the reading for the most part is when it's established and you start, I get it. I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean? They just met. Okay. Because you were supposed to get, will this work? Will this work? That's the one that fits that. Like when you meet somebody and you're not sure about them, and I'm going, what? What are you talking about? I get it. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's find out. That one is an intense reading, so I'm going to be doing that. All right, hang on. Okay. We're going to start off with a, hey, Crystal, you have a reading with me, right? I'm here till 4. I think I should have enough time. This one's a big one. This one, yeah, I do, but you'd have to pop back in because this is about, I would say 48, 50 minutes. Probably about 48 minutes. So it'll be a little bit that way if you need to grab a bite to eat or something like that. It's 2:37, so I'll be fine because yours is a small reading. Yours is the 25. Yeah. So don't worry about it. We have enough time to do yours, and then I'll be closing my list. Oh boy, I'm behind 189 texts. I can't answer. Hang on a minute. I can't right now because I just keep getting texts, so I can't. I'm supposed to be streaming on the other one, but I don't do readings on the other one because TikTok, it's a shit show. You can't even say Instagram. You can't say Instagram on there. You got a freaking violation. It's crazy. Forget it. I'm not doing readings on there. Okay, so let's get started. Let me clear the energy a little bit. Woo-hoo-hoo. I know. It's a good platform. There's going to be a lot of changes, you know. It's good. It's good for, you got to admit, they're amazing with the niche. You know, you start streaming in one niche and they really pull a million people towards you that love the one thing. You know, this is great, you know, but it's open to anybody. So most people have no idea what I'm doing. You know, out of every 100 people, one will ask for like a card pull, you know? Yeah. Ah, yeah. Yeah. But TikTok is amazing, but it has a lot of censorship. So you got to splice it up, do different things. Okay. So here we go. Oh, before I do that, I'm gonna do the relationship check. Okay, so this is on who now? This is on the Leo. Do I get that right? I hope I don't get dry throat again. That's so annoying. The cough. Oh my God. I have a cough drop somewhere. Aha. Eureka. I got it. Okay, so this is you and the Leo. What's his name again? You said Eric? I mean, since you mentioned the name, I don't need the name, but since you mentioned it already. Right? Was that Eric or John? Okay, Eric. He has a commitment with a woman. And he's looking for some female fun. I don't, we're going to see what's going on. You've got the Scorpio dude in the reading here. Being nosy. Nosy. Freak. Weirdo. But, yes. Okay. So, let's go ahead and start off